Hello, Flagler County. Bob Pickering here at the Emergency Operations Center with the latest Flagler weather update. Just a reminder, I'm not a meteorologist. All the weather information I present originates from the National Weather Service. National Weather Service bulletins we got going on. We have a coastal flood advisory. And that just means there might be some really minor nuisance flooding along the intercoastal. Could be some overwash at the beaches during near times of high tide. Not really that big of a deal, but the typical areas that are really low lying and might be susceptible to higher than normal tides might see just a little bit of flooding. So I just want to remind folks, only use official information from the National Hurricane Center as far as keeping up what's going on in the tropics. Go to hurricanes.gov for that. So let's go ahead and take a look what's going on out there. Lots of things going on out here. Let's focus on the things close to home. We do have a weak system in the Caribbean. Now, it's not going to be a problem down here, but when it gets up into the western Gulf of Mexico, Hurricane Center is giving it a medium chance of developing over here, but no issues for us in Flagler County. Another one over here in the Mid-Atlantic, no problems out here. We'll talk about these guys in a little bit, and let's talk about Florence. So Florence is forecast to move into the Carolinas as a significant tropical cyclone, a major hurricane, making landfall somewhere in this cone of error. Remember, it could be anywhere in the cone of error. For Flagler County, our main concern here is going to be rough surf and rip currents. If you have any friends, family up in this area, if you have any travel plans through here, just keep updated what's going on. Make sure your friends and family in this area are paying attention to this hurricane, as this could be a really historic and big storm for this area up here. So looking at our wind risk here in Flagler County, it started at 10% on Saturday, but it's now 3% at this point in time. So that's a good trend. That means that the risk of seeing sustained tropical storm force winds is very, very minimal. So the bottom line with Florence, dangerous rip currents and swells, that sort of thing will be the main concern from this storm locally. A coastal flood advisory, remember we were talking about earlier, is up until about 8 o'clock or so tonight, and they might extend that depending on the tides, though. That is due to astronomical tides, not due to Florence, but some of the swells coming on top of that. You might get some overwash at the beaches, and you might see a little bit of minor nuisance flooding along the intercoastal waterway, especially in those really low-lying areas. Stay up to date and stay prepared in case there is a change. Now, a quick look at elsewhere in the tropics. Isaac, forecast to move into the Caribbean as a tropical storm by the weekend, but again, no concerns for us in Flagler County at this time. It's a long way out. And Helen, no problems at all for us. It's staying out in the ocean. So again, stay prepared. National Preparedness Week. Know your zone. Find out where it is. Go to flaglercounty.org/emergency for preparedness advice. So take a look at our local weather the next few days. The main bulk of the afternoon and evening thunderstorms will focus in the middle of the state, but there might be some that try to come towards the east coast. So that's going to be a little bit different each day. But this is where the bulk of the action is going to be, at least in the middle part of the week. Getting to the latter part of the week, start getting some influence from Tropical Cyclone Florence. It's not really going to bring us any rain. Matter of fact, Florence may actually decrease our rain chances. The thunderstorms might be more hit or miss. Temperatures may actually increase as we get into the subsidence around that tropical cyclone. So quick look at what we expect to happen here. Chance of thunderstorms each day, mostly in the afternoon and evenings. Better chances west of Bunnell. Things may dry out towards the end of the week, but just a reminder that any thunderstorm will be capable of producing squally winds, dangerous lightning, and torrential downpours. Taking a look at our forecast now through the first part of the week. Daily chance of showers and storms. Highs in the 80s, lows in the 70s. Again, the best chances west of Bunnell. Further west you are, the better chance of seeing a storm, but they could come towards the beaches. Middle part of the week, still a chance of a hit or miss storm, mostly in the afternoon, evening. Temperatures come up a little bit, highs in the 90s, lows in the 70s. Now, our outlook, depending what Florence does, but we may actually see a drying trend, maybe less storms. If might not see any at all, but see the temperatures coming up, highs in the 90s, lows in the 70s. At the beaches, watch it at the beach. Surf 3 to 5 feet. Surf will be increasing. Surf temperature 82 degrees. Elevated risk of rip currents, so watch out for those rips if you're at the beaches, and make sure you got your sunblock on because the UV index is very high. So folks, stay updated because this is a changing situation. Though it's looking a lot better for us, things can still change. FlaglerCounty.org. Hover your mouse over webcams and weather. Get the latest from the Weather Service. Sign up for Alert Flagler while you're there. If you have a weather radio, it's another good, reliable source for weather information. And for official tropical weather updates, the only place you need to be going to is the National Hurricane Center at hurricanes.gov. That's going to wrap things up from the Emergency Operations Center. We'll be back about midweek with another update.